Hi, I'm Pam Wiebe, coming from the Wiebe Home Porch, and today is September 1st, which is the first day of Suicide Awareness and Suicide Prevention Month. And you guys have been following me or know a little bit about me, know that's something I've really been active with and done what I can. I've had a lot of experiences with suicide people I know and love. But it was when it really hit close in the family that it just moved me to do something more, right? It's nothing like having personal experience and things. So I'm going to take this month and do some videos. I'm going to talk about some of the things we have to offer that has been developed recently in our area to help people, not just in prevention, but also postvention. And I want to talk about that. But I want to talk about a special issue today that was brought up we have an intercessory prayer meeting we do once a month. And there was one of the men there last night that was talking about he's finally got to the place that he can cry. And he's had a lot of trauma in his life. But he was talking about how difficult it is in a society that men are socialized that big boys don't cry, or that somehow it's weak to be vulnerable. One of the other men said, yeah, we have this feeling like we got to be John Wayne, and that, and we're supposed to be able to save the girl, or we're supposed to save the situation, and then we should on ourselves saying, I should be able to fix this. I should be bigger than this. I should be able to pull myself up by my bootstraps. And so this is a communication thing. It's a socialized thing that I believe brings us to a factor that I want to talk about. And that is the fact across the board that males take their lives. They complete a suicide 3.5 times more than women in America. Some countries, I think it's Russia, it's 4 times more than women. Some countries, they're a little bit different, but these are statistics. Since they've been keeping statistics on suicide, it's always been that men have had a much greater rate of suicide than women. That was shocking to me. You hear more, I think, about women attempting it, but what you hear, but there are more women that can attempt it, but men complete it. Men die more. Not just twice as much, almost 4 times as much. They say 3 to 4 times. The last statistic I said was 3.5 times in America. So what is that about? Well, I want to talk about one of the things that we have going on in Cook County, and that just got developed in the last year, and that is the Cook County LOSS team, LOSS, which stands for Local Outreach for Suicide Grief Support Survivors. And so what this is a team that works with law enforcement that when there's a suicide call, when the police are out there, the first responders, and this is determined to be a suicide, families are lost because it happened to us. We didn't know what the heck to do. You don't even know. Even if you've been down the road with other people, it takes you so by surprise. And so there's many, many factors with it. And so this LOSS team sends out 2 people. We send somebody we call a professional, somebody that's professionally trained, whether that be clergy, whether that be anybody that's professional mental health. Plus, we take a suicide grief survivor that goes with them, somebody that's experienced it, been down this road. And those 2 people will go out on a call. They'll bring some resources to the family. They can be a help however they can. They help the law enforcement who's trying to do an investigation, but they also help the family, and they offer them resources. The LOSS word stands for Local Outreach for, I said that, didn't I? For suicide survivors. It's for people that we're going to give them resources and just say, hey, you're not alone. Law enforcement loves it. The people that go out there, first responders, and the families, we've had very good result. But I want to say about that, since we started that, we have served in Cook County 9 different suicides in Cook County in the last year, and all of them have been males. Now, I think there's probably maybe at least one woman that we don't get calls on everything, but whether we're there or we do follow up with them, all of them have been males. And then I know of a male in Collinsville. I know a couple in Thackerville. But I'm talking about just the people we have served. What is the deal? Why is it our fathers, our sons, our brothers? We started off last year. Cook County, Gainesville High School started off the second week of school. A freshman went home, went to school, went to work, came home, went in his bedroom and hung himself. Wow. Well, we can do the memorial and move on, but there is no moving on for that family. Oh, they may try to stay alive and move forward in some way, but their lives, everybody that loved this kid, everybody that knew this kid's been affected. The last suicide, I think we just happened with, I think there was 3 kids at home. I had one not that long ago in the last few months that just did it right in front of his wife. Within feet of his wife. This is happening around us and our men, our boys. Whether it's boys or men, the suicide rate for males is way higher. What is the factors of that? Well, there's many, and I can't do a whole lesson on it, but I do know some things, and I've read into some stuff. One of the things I think my men completed is what they use. They use guns. 50% of suicides involve firearms. They are more apt to have access to guns, to own guns, maybe more than women, but they tend to do things that are final. Things are a little more violent. Women shoot themselves too. Our family, I've had women that shot themselves. I don't know about anybody that's hung themselves. Maybe I know there's been some attempts, but men hang themselves. They shoot themselves. They jump off bridges. They jump off buildings. They tend to do more violent things that you can't come back from. You cut your wrist, take pills, and there can be a way to go, oh, I wish I had done that, and try to stop it. I'm sorry, my dog is in, and now he sees another dog. It's not going to stop until the dog goes by. So, another reason is communication. Men do not communicate their issues, like I said. They're taught more to be strong. And so women are diagnosed with depression far more than men are. Men are less they're less apt to reach out for mental health. They're less apt to go to doctors. And so they won't go and get the help and maybe the diagnosis they need. And then instead of that, if it gets too bad, they're going to self-medicate. And one of the things they self-medicate with is alcohol, which is a depressant in itself. 1 in 3 suicides involve alcohol, and probably more than that. But that was just a last statistic I saw. I've seen where they say 70%. And there's reasons for that. One reason, they call alcohol a liquid courage. People will just do something that gives you the courage to do something you've been thinking about. You've been contemplating it. But alcohol can just lose your inhibitants. And also people can do something very rash. They can do something very impulsive when they're under the influence. They have easy access to that gun. They're a little bit drunk or a whole lot drunk, and they just get mad at the perfect storm swirls around. And in that moment, they can do something like throw themselves out of a car, jump off a bridge. I've had 2 friends, one of them a woman, that jumped off the bridge. I'm 35. One of them in Valley View, one of them in Sanger. Impulsive. Add alcohol, add the crisis. What brings that? Men carry heavy weights, not only with finances and responsibility to the family, but relationships. There's nothing like a relationship struggle to push them over the edge. I've known several going through divorce. I had one man on his divorce day took his life. I had to tell his 2 little boys that their daddy, who adored them, had just ended his life. Financial crisis, divorce, relationships, all these things, if you don't get help and talk about it. See, men don't talk like women do. And you hide it and you depress it. You press it down. You bottle it up. But you let the perfect storm happen, and all of these things can come together, and you can have another male that we're getting a call to go out to and try to console the family and offer them some of the support that I'm going to be talking about that we have. Thank God we have some help in our area, and we hope that you can come along and be a part of that. We're going to be talking about it this month.